You will have approximately 10 seconds to answer each question. If you miss the time, you're out. If you get it wrong, you're out. The last thing you want to hear is this. Come get your brain squeezed on the Breakfast Rush, Monday to Friday at 7:20-ish a.m. Answer 5 questions, and who knows, you could take away cash money from the Willerton Group of Companies.
Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081 207 8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
The people of Palestine need your support now. Africa Muslims Agency is on the ground, already providing food, medication, and emergency supplies in Gaza. Donate any amount to Heal Palestine at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Power your drive with confidence at Battery Base. Get reliable performance and long-lasting energy with our premium car batteries. We've got the power to keep your journey worry-free. Charge ahead. Choose Battery Base. 470 Felix Dlamini Road, Overboard. 04083 786 4879 031 207 4800. Manufacturers often use ZN number plates. SABS approved, made while you wait.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willerton Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
Tuesday morning, 7:14, the proliferation of illegal firearms has become a major challenge for the South African Police Service and the public, with Gun-Free South Africa reporting that 54 gun-related murders occur every day. Adding to the problem, nearly 10,000 firearms are reported lost or stolen annually. And during the last fiscal semester, over 370 SAPS issued weapons went missing. Today, we're diving into the complexities of this crisis with our guest, senior forensic investigator, no stranger to the show, Calvin RAFADI. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Breakfast Rush.
Good morning, Michelle, and good morning to your listeners.
Always good to have you on the program, bringing your expertise to our listeners. Calvin, could you give us an overview of the current situation regarding mass shootings in South Africa?
Yeah, no, they've become a problem, and in fact, the instrument that is used in this mass shooting is it's firearms, more especially automatic rifles. And we all know that it's prohibited for one to even own an automatic rifle in South Africa. So most of them, they originate from the SADC region, from the ex-militant guys. They bring them this side, like your AK-47s, you name it. But it's indeed a big challenge.
How significant is the role of illegal firearms in driving these mass shootings?
Yeah, there is a big significance. Like we say, that illegal firearms, they are all over the place. And it's easy to access some of them, like we've seen in the hostels and in some of the areas where, as long as you know the language, you can just go in and say, I'm looking for a Lizulu, which is a Z38. I'm looking for a Willy Willy, which is a 38 special, or Legeja, which is a rifle. So the guns are easily accessible everywhere. And besides, many kids are even recruited and are given guns to even fight for theft, for the drug lords.
With the South African Police Services losing 371 firearms in just 6 months, how much does this contribute to the problem of gun-related violence in the country?
Well, it contributes a lot. Like we mentioned the issue about the Z38. That is the firearm that the parabellum that mostly the police are using. And in the same breath, we also wish to highlight to the police that whenever they go partying, weddings, or any event, or they shouldn't carry their service pistol, because they are targeted by these criminals. They first shoot at them, and then once they make sure that they are not alive, they kill them, then they disarm them the firearms. But we've seen that even in the outskirts police stations, at night, they are robbed of these particular guns and even rifles, the R1s, the R5s that they keep in the safe. So the criminals, they even target the outskirts police stations, and we need to put up securities in those police stations. But indeed, they play a big role that police are losing a lot of firearms and even their lives for that matter.
Mhm. You were recently quoted calling for a state of emergency and the deployment of the South African National Defence Force soldiers to assist in crime hotspots. How effective would this be?
Yes, no, it will be a radical strategic move. And I mean, the Constitution even allows, for the government to call on a state of emergency, more especially places that are already the threat analysis. What do I mean by that? Look at the Cape Flats, look at Westbury, and some of the areas even in KZN and even in Gauteng, where a gun, you hear a gun in every 5 minutes, if not every 1 minute. So those places, once you declare them as a state of emergency, it now empowers the police to do what we call extended search and seizure. So they'll do the stop and search. They'll even search even as far as churches, shops, every house, even in the rivers, because of some of these AK-47s, they are kept in the river because you can keep it there for 6 months and still even use it. So that's what we are calling for. And besides that, it even allows this SANDF to be another wing to join whenever there's a state of emergency.
Absolutely. Now, final question for you this morning. Gun Free SA reports that there are 34 gun-related murders every day. In your view, what specific policies or measures could significantly reduce this staggering number?
Like I said, the only way to reduce this number is to go and apprehend these firearms from these criminals. They act so brazenly. Most of them, they are under the influence of alcohol, even drugs. But another thing that it needs to be regulated by the government is certain religions are not regulated. We've got so many churches that are even pulling out certain injunction that even affects the upbringing of the kids. Like you'll become good luck if you kill 2-3 people. And there are also issues in the traditional healers that are not even regulated, that perform rituals to certain of these criminals whenever they commit prior or even after this particular horrific crimes. Now, what we can say is that the government also needs to improve on the issues of ballistic analysis, because many cases are withdrawn or even, the charges dropped in courts. So because of the backlog of this ballistic analysis. But in essence, we just need to go on foot, go and apprehend this particular firearms from these criminals, so that we can have a better society. And we also applaud the police, in the Lisiki matter, that they've released the identity of those criminals, and the community did help. Even though communities are scared, we do know, but they did help, they did play a big role. And we also applaud them for at least finding certain firearms, because one gun off the streets, it saves many lives.
Indeed. Calvin RAFADI, senior forensic investigator, on the show this morning, talking about illegal weapons driving mass shootings in South Africa. Calvin, we appreciate your expertise on the program whenever we call upon you. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you, Michelle.
Have a wonderful day. So, you would see Calvin on television news. You'd see him on various different podcasts. You'd see his name appear in the newspapers and all of that. He's one of the country's leading commentators from the forensic investigation side of society. And we appreciate, as I said earlier, we appreciate him making time to bring his expert opinion onto your breakfast rush. It is TBR. Quick ad break, and somebody is gonna take away, inshallah, 6,000 rand within the next 5 minutes.